Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to the letter. What happened in the last episode, you ask? Let's give an answer. With Hannah away for a checkup, Luke was left alone to watch over his ghost child, Kylie Suarez. However, what was supposed to be a simple babysitting turned awkward when the precious child began spouting bizarre things. Alone, Luke heard voices coming from the nearby ballroom. When he decided to investigate, he was assaulted by memories not of his own. And the center of it all is the same woman who appeared before him the day before. Also, bumping into Luke after his flight from the ballroom, Johannes quickly ushered the paranoid man to his room, while the house's security looked for the trespasser, only to be greeted by a room devoid of Hannah, who was supposed to have arrived with the butler. Also, I think I'm getting sick.
Stay away!
Huh? I'm losing the freaking sound again in the headphones. Yet, in spite of the unfamiliar voices and unwanted touches from shadows lurking dark, rousing in a slow, arduous process, difficult, every limb heavy with lead, no matter my aversion for the words they murmur in my ears, or the sight of her horrid smile from afar, my body refuses to yield. I'm at their mercy. Beyond fathomable reason, my consciousness refuses the pull of the waking world, choosing to linger in the pits of a dream, gradually drawing me deeper into unknown depths. Somehow, even if it might mean I may never open my eyes, I allow them.
You do not belong there, my prince.
Note that I'm getting a few extra hours, of course. The bed's more than cocked past this, after an exhausting day yesterday. Babysitting Ali and the stress of finding an intruder in my own home. I think I deserve a little break, every once in a while, especially after going through all that in a single day. I can only be on the receiving end of so many unacceptable things within the span of a few hours, you know. As gracious a host and person I am, my patience has its limits too. Although there's still that problem with Hannah. I haven't forgotten that, of course, but that's why I hired Shroken. He's competent enough. He won't even last a day in my service if he's any lesser than those half-wits, who think they can deceive me with sweet words. He's more than capable of working on his own without guidance. Let the butler take care of the little problem with Hannah while Hannah.
You do not need her.
How dare you say that?
I am here.
Eh.
We are here. This is where your home is.
Where we belong for the blood we share? Come back to us. How long has it been since? Johannes has never taken this long before.
Surely there should have been an update by now. Alright?
So, why isn't it there? Yes!
Please don't go.
Bloody hell, the cretins I've surrounded myself with.
And isn't that enough reason to force myself out of bed? As it has always been the case. Yes! Yes! My eyes fly open, expecting the warm rays of sunshine filtering through the curtains, only to be greeted by a blinding flash of light and a loud boom of thunder that sounded nearly too close to my ears. Strong gusts of wind will occasionally burst from the open balcony door, bringing in drizzles of cold rain into the room. I must have left it open earlier, before dozing off. The carpet on the floor closest to it is already drenched. Hannah's going to be so cross once she sees this. Not that it's an immediate problem. If anything, it's this power outage we should be minding first. See, in places like this you need freaking solar or wind power in the end, don't you? With the intruder still at large, steering through this darkness might be far more fatal than multiple stab wounds or a gunshot to the chest. Or if you could somehow use the rain to generate the power, that would be awesome.
Oh, great. The power's still out. That is exactly what I need right now. Yes.
It's this storm, of course. I should have moved back to the penthouse to weather it in a much more comfortable setting. Already I can hear the creak and groans of this old place as rain beats against the windows.
Johans! Has someone been sent to take the circuit breaker yet?
No answer.
Johans?
Silence.
Shroken! Someone! Anyone?
Still nothing, and my cordial mood is quickly dissipating.
Where are those idiots when you need them?
It's really wonder why he hasn't fixed this yet. Was I really out that long? Can't be it. It has only been a few hours after midnight, if the time on my wristwatch is anything to go by. Unless I've forgotten to change it again after the last overseas trip a month ago. For the delay is understandable. If he went looking for Hannah as he promised. But bloody hell, my safety is also at stake here. Cursing, I stay still, letting my eyes try and adjust to the darkness while my hands fumble for my slippers. There were supposed to be 2 people, I think, that were supposed to be guarding near the door, so... If the butler isn't going to fix this, I may as well order the security posted outside to do it. Exactly, it's probably just a blown fuse. Anyone with a brain can repair one. Grabbing my jacket and with footwear finally on, I make for the door. Although in haste I pause briefly when a gleam catches my eye. On one of my drawers, underneath the clutter I've yet to organize, the muzzle of a gun peeks out. Hannah has never openly commented my possession of it, but I know she does not approve it, knowing the bloody firearms policy in this nation. Of course, I have not found much use for it in the 7 years we've been together, otherwise she would have already had it thrown out years ago. Doesn't mean it won't be useful right now. Right now! Without second thought, I seize it, sending the stuff piled above it onto the floor. Whatever. I'll get to it later. This blackout problem should be resolved first. Who's that? Right next to the missing security detail, as it turns out.
Where the fuck did everyone go?
There were 2, weren't there? Shroken had 2 blokes posted to stand guard for the night. I might be panicking for a bit earlier, but I'm quite sure I haven't gotten delusional yet. I agree. I confirm. It's how it was supposed to be. What? Did both of them decide to take a break because they think they must just already sound asleep and will be looking for them?
Damn nitwits!
I know assassinations happen very rarely these days, and even less in a peaceful city like Closeburn. But bollocks! There's been a woman going in and out of this place uninvited, who may or may not want to put a knife in my back. Isn't that enough reason to stay on alert? I'm fairly certain Shroken won't just enlist their help just for this power outage, only to leave me unprotected. We have a difficult friendship, so to speak, but I doubt that man is an opportunist. I'm holding the lives of his family in my hands after all. He knows what I'm capable of doing. He's not stupid enough to do anything that will endanger them and save only himself. So, where then? Only my footsteps echo along the dark passage, and I'm left gripping the handle of my pistol for some sort of comfort. Without proper lighting and with this storm still raging outside, the stories I've heard about this place seem to have some truth to it. Some. If I'm reaching and wish to entertain myself for a bit, I'll say there might also be a ghost whispering in my ears, calling. Of course, it's just the wind and trees rustling outside. Nothing good will come of allowing these thoughts to linger when problems are piling up in front of me one after another. Especially what greets me once I get to the foyer. Though it's dark, the large windows illuminate the area much more easily than any of the other rooms. And from where I stand at the stairs, I can easily make out their forms, recognize them even. It's all gone crazy when these intruders come into my house. I'm no stranger to a cop playing dirty. The smart ones knew that neither life nor criminals are going to play fair. And if one of these folks is in on this, I'm not surprised too. But Lily, the estate agent, she doesn't seem the sort. And Daisy, what will Kali think of her missing if the poor tyke finds out about this? Not to mention Mint, Hannah trusted her. I trust her to be a professional, at the very least, for fuck's sake. top it all off, they all have the nerve to look surprised when I announce my presence.
Well, well, what have we here? If I were any less sober, I'd say this is the beginning of a joke.
Bloody trespassers, what is wrong with these people? Did they really think I'll be fine with them walking to my home like this? What are they even doing in here? If I didn't know any better, they might also be behind Hannah's disappearance.
That's right, my love.
They must have a motive.
Make them pay
How about no? And it better be a good one.
for all the wrong they've to us.
They didn't. Or a bullet to the head is the least all of them will deserve.
Let's see. A photographer, a high school teacher, a real estate agent, an interior designer walk into a mansion.
Thunder crackles once again, cutting me off. This time it sounds hits close enough that it nearly feels as if the windows and the ground itself are rumbling. All is deathly still for a moment. I don't let it stop me, however, as I slowly make my way towards them, taking one careful step at a time, relishing the expression of fear in their eyes. I suppose there's something ominous in this setting, with the heavy rain outside and the lack of light here. I can't like it, to be honest. Adds something to the atmosphere. I suppose I must look like the villain now. But short of me getting close to them, a noise to my left distracts me, briefly halting my movements, while curiosity takes over every murmurs in my head. And it's a good thing, perhaps, that I did, because as soon as I look up, I see him. Another trespasser. Great. Just as he's about to jump down from furniture that has somehow ended up paneled and blocking the door to the parlor. What happened there? And did he really think it's alright to do that in other people's houses? Load!
Teach him, my lord. Put him in his place.
Have I mentioned before that royalty was retarded in the past? Yeah, I still think that. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. My hands already moving before any rationals can stop me. Fingers firm at my gun when I finally release the safety from it and take aim. Not at him, but at his friends. They are his, aren't they? Why else would they be here together? Doesn't matter, he won't let the people he cares about be harmed. My finger triggers more than itching to shoot, but I hold back. Sure, I could have simply taken aim at him. But more than seeing him bleed, I want to see the expression on his face once he realizes everything he's doing is futile. He's trapped. Lives are in my hand. His life's in my hand.
Had I known there would be a party in my own home tonight, I would have opened a bloody bottle or two. People these days, in my own home, can you believe it?
No!
I feel so left out.
I can tell the exact moment the realization downs on him. A short second of his body freezing and blood is raining from his face as soon as his feet hits the floor and he looks up. He is already prey, trapped by his own recklessness.
Pathetic.
And really, Daisy, even you, what would Kylie say?
Luke, this isn't what you're thinking. You have to listen to us. There's something going on here.
Well, obviously, why else would people be trespassing in my home? What about little Lily over there, then? What's your excuse? Checking back if your clients are doing okay? Is that it? Is this what this is?
We're doing good, by the way.
Sir, please.
Oh, please, what?
Becca's right, sir. We need to get out of this place. You need to leave.
Tut, not a good enough excuse, darling. You people are the ones who need to get out of my sight. Don't worry, I might consider pressing lighter charges for the woman. Can't say the same for the rest of you. But really now, I swear the people of this city need to be taught the meaning of privacy. This is how you want to start the week. Why don't we just go with a bloody massacre if we want to surprise people in their homes, huh?
It's just a passing remark, of course. I'm not stupid enough to do something that will bring negative attention to myself. Reputation and all that, I can just risk it. The thought of having dead bodies here, ones that I'm not even responsible for, they are the ones who trespassed. It's already quite too much. It will literally be overkill, especially for someone like me. Nevertheless, joke or not, Feathers wastes no time drawing his own gun at a slight wave of my own. Even if he knows it's already too late. Still he glares at me. Still he fights back.
Now, Feathers. Manners. You're in no position to be pointing that gun at people.
There's no desperation in him like I'm hoping, just annoyance flickering short before being hidden underneath a challenge. The likes of him are the kind of people I hate the most. Even with their failures already glaring down them, mocking every worthless move they make, they have the impudence to stare people in the eye.
Why don't you put yours down first, and then we'll talk about manners.
Oh, he talked back. The gall! You know, your kind pisses me off so much.
Annoying most of the time, like a damn pest you can't be rid of. Aren't you speaking about yourself? But to some degree it is. Commendable. I'll give him that, after all, we're almost the same in that regard. Almost I'm still the better person, of course. No, you are not. It helps me to put the gun down, but I see no reason why I should. I'm a homeowner, in defense of my own home. I have the right to, I'd like to think. Yeah. Questionable permit of firearms aside. It's not like I wanted this, but I'm already high-strung and their presence does not help. Bloody peasants. I can never seem to figure how their minds fully work. Take this one for example. Despite the pride brimming him how he matched smuggler with one of his own, he simply lowers his pistol after a long second, not his surrender. The tense set in his shoulders tells me as much, but the closest he can get to lowering his own ego in favor of something he can't quite place. Interesting. Got admit, I am almost disappointed.
As you should be, my lord.
I've expected him to hold until one of us shoots the other. Can't say it will be more exciting that way. I will decide that any part of my body isn't something I'd like to have on a bad day like today, or any day for that matter. But it will surely be predictable for him. And I like predictable. They are the kinds of people who are the easiest to deal with no matter the situation. With them there's no second guessing what they will do. He shoots, I shoot, one of us dies and the other walks away. Nothing complicated. Nothing requiring much brainpower, just muscle memory and who's the better shooter, end of story. Yet here he is, dragging deep breathing and setting aside the only thing protecting him. I can easily shoot him this way, be done with this whole farce of conversation. Instead I find myself listening. A concession for a person who in another life would have also become the person I'm today, had his circumstances allowed it. Damn shame. We might have gotten along.
Listen, right, I need you to...
But alas,
You broke into my house, and somehow, you expect me to listen like a good little boy. Are you a bit touched in the head, Feathers? I'm not the one breaking laws here.
Look here, fucker. If I wanted you dead, I could have done it so many times already. In fact, I can easily shoot you down right here, right now. And you won't be able to do a damn thing, even with that gun.
a meeting of two prideful blokes will never go well, whichever lifetime it is. And I can laugh at his audacity, his lack of shame and fear even facing the business end of my pistol.
You know what I'm thinking right now? In another lifetime, we would have probably gotten along well.
The best truth I can offer him, not many people, those who have slight me in particular, live this long to see it.
And he should be grateful. You're already gracious enough, allowing him to stand in your presence like this.
Yeah, especially when he has a lot to answer, preferably right now. Because as generous as I have been so far, my patience has its limits, my amusement can only last for so long. In 2 steps I'm standing in front of him, grabbing him by the collar and resting the cold muzzle of the eagle against his temple.
Ashton! Luke, no!
Hey, now you two, I'm sure we can all talk about this first.
He'll end up a pretty smear on the wall this close.
Teach this loud a lesson.
What is it that you people really want with me? This is the second time this week, and I'm really getting weary of this little game. Did the NCA send you to apprehend me? Or has somebody paid you off to kill me? Which one is it, Feathers? Mind you, my arm's getting tired. Better answer quick if you don't want to beat the business end of this gun.
And he knows it. Of course he does. Hitman or not, he has been trained, judging purely from his stance. But not many bother to be as cautious as him. One glimpse at my handgun safety earlier is all it took him for him to see I'm in business. Similar, too similar. We're too alike in so many little ways it's funny. Down to the fact that he doesn't even flinch, no matter how heavy the threats in my words are. Even knowing how one flick of my finger on the trigger would be enough to end his short life, he should have caved in by now, started begging like so many others before him. Instead he throws more vitriol. adds more kindling to a fire already burning.
I'm not with NCA. I'm just here to help. There's something else in this house, and we're all in danger. You have to believe me, right? You need to let us go. You need to get out of here before it's too late. If you want to keep your sorry ass alive, you'll listen to people with more brain cells than you.
Ignited it further than can help but returned it to him with equal fervor. We don't need him, my love.
Why, you insolent!
We both decide to move in that moment, both our bodies sensing each of us racing to get ahead of the other. However, before we can even get a head start, a voice unexpectedly rings above the chaos about to ensue.
Luke, help me. Please.
I've always been cautious and careful, getting of trouble ahead before things get scary if I'm able. That's why I deal with the likes of Harvey, Suarez, and Johannes. For all who we are, for all the times the likes of us can make, such a thing has never happened before, because I do everything to make sure it doesn't happen. So to see Hannah in danger, I don't quite know how to feel or what to do. Of all the times for there and to be a hostage situation, if this is even one, why now? God fucking gosh! What is going on here?
Help me. Please. Please make it stop.
I think death would be preferable if my sense of self-preservation was shot to high head. It would deprive me of choice and of responsibility in the matter. And I don't want to think about how fast my heart beats, so that I hardly hear anything other than my own heartbeat and her plotting.
Please. They're in my head. Screaming. It hurts so much.
What do I do? What can one do against someone holding your life in their hands? With a woman that looks more monster than man. When the woman's expression turns into one of amusement and her laughter fills the air, I want to call her out on it. There's rage simmering just beneath my skin. But my own scream dives down my throat. All I'm able to master is a pathetic croak. She laughs as if it's all some sick joke. My breathing becomes a bit too shallow for my liking, and I feel like I'm on a precipice where one wrong move can lead to someone dying. This is crazy. All of it.
Luke, help me, please. I can't.
And something in me snaps. There's a switch in my head that wants to go one way or the other. Demand helps. Quiet. Alright, so if we try to demand, you know what, something bad might happen, but if we keep quiet, also something bad might happen. I don't know also if he's capable of saying anything. Let's go with the first one. Obviously, right? I mean, why wouldn't I do that? What am I doing? Why am I even hesitating? I won't go so far to claim that I'm any sort of decent human being, but this is Hannah, my wife, I'm talking about here! What sort of husband, what sort of father would I be if I just stood by Illy while she was in danger? That doesn't change the fact that this is all fucking insane, of course. Having all this intruder, this is crazy. To think about going at this thing is crazy. I can hardly classify it as a person in my eyes. Perhaps a maggot that needs to be crushed under my shoe, just like the rest of this sorry lot, but a person, hardly. But I care none for any of it. They don't matter. All that matters is that Hannah and my children are in danger. But cold pours over me, freezes me in place once more when I try to make demands. I had to take deep breaths, grit my teeth, and seal my face to you and find the courage to speak up.
Let go of her! Don't hurt her! Whatever it is you want! Just don't you dare hurt her!
And if my voice is as firm as I'd like, it doesn't matter. If I'll beg and plead if I have to. On my knees, bend my fucking proud neck and maybe even break it, just to make sure she's safe. It's not her life alone that is in danger, our children's lives are on the line, even mine perhaps. Because I don't know what I would do if anything happened to Hannah. I will pledge for the woman who will be the mother of my children. The cold stillness is gone from my body and my bare skin feels like it's on fire. And I have to shout, scream at her when Hannah continues to cry out pain.
What do you want? Money? Is that it? I give you however much you want.
Luke, please make it stop. I want it to stop.
Just stop whatever it is you're doing to her. Can't you see she's hurting?
I cannot stand for this.
Let go of her. Now!
I say it with such reduced conviction, and of course she won't listen. Why would she? She has the upper hand here. There is no reason for her to do as I ask. But her voice is but a whisper and deathly slow, and I'm hard pressed to hear this. it over the pounding of my heart in my ears. She speaks, the woman from the gardens and the servant girl from the ballroom, from the conversation, vision, memories, whatever they were. A heart settles over the room as we listen. Do you really wish to be with her? There are no second thoughts.
More than anything. So please, let her go.
A life for a life? What? For her expression does change. I have this most awful feeling that it was the answer she was looking for. I can see how the woman's fingers tighten around Hannah's throat, hear the hitch in her breath, and I fear that I made the worst decision in speaking out. I didn't think she would listen, yet she does. A head on Hannah's back sends her falling down the stairs. I move to catch her, and that sends us both struggling at the foot of the stairs. With my back to the ground and her on top of me, the pain doesn't even register in my head. All I can worry about is Hannah and the baby's well-being as I pull the both of us off the ground and away from the stairs, away from her.
Are you alright, Hannah? Are you hurt?
It takes much too long for my liking before she speaks. All she's able to do for a moment is whimper in pain, a hand to her throat. And when she does manage to speak, her voice is far too faint along with the hold she has on my arm. It's terrifying to see her like this, and to think I nearly lost her.
We are fine, Luke. I'm sorry, just give me a moment.
For a moment, we forget. But
You deserve each other.
just hearing her voice triggers something in Hannah and she starts to tear up. Her face contorts into one of pain and fear. But I grab her by the shoulders, I keep her in place so that she can see me and on me, and so that I can only see her too.
Look at me, Hannah. Look, I'm here. You're safe. I won't let her hurt you again. Do you understand? Just breathe.
I don't know exactly what in bloody hell is going on, yet I can't find it in me to care, whoever these people are and whatever they are here for. These are not acceptable conditions for a pregnant woman! For all I know, this is all some dumb charade to get to me. All the times I have seen the woman before, it could have all been enough to get to me, to get under my skin. And to think they dare hurt Hannah? For all that, the fear that I had felt, seeing her touch Hannah, I can only think of her as an actress in grotesque makeup. My hand still shakes, the fear not having quite gone, but anger fills me as I look at the woman and sneer on her face.
How dare you! I don't care who you are, but how dare you touch Hannah! I want you out of my house, out before I call the police and have you put away for the rest of your miserable life! And that goes for all of you!
I hold my ground firm and strong with my declaration. But the nerve of her, she just laughs in my face. A terrible, dreadful laugh that makes me feel as if there are ants crawling on my skin and maggots squirming into my ears.
You are telling me to get out of your house. You threatened to lock me up.
She laughs, and she laughs.
What's so funny? What are you laughing at? None of this is funny!
But she persists, and it almost feels like her voice is in my head.
Oh, no different. No different. You're all the same. You can all suffer together.
Okay. And that is when everything turns to complete and utter shite. It's a slow thing, a whisper more than a bang, as the darkness creeps into every corner of the room. The walls shudder and groan, blood runs from the ceiling, crawls down the walls and stains the floor. It feels as if life itself is being sucked from the house slowly but surely. The beauty of the place is gone, with only the dead, decaying remains of a mansion left in its wake. I don't have to wonder if it is just the foyer that has become this nightmarish place. I can already hear it. Gone are the growling of thunder and the lashing of rain and wind against the foyer's high windows. All of it has been replaced by a more grating sound. A cacophony of voices from nowhere and everywhere echoing throughout the now horrid walls, voice that neither belongs to us nor the people who live here.
What's going on?
All throughout the house, shouts of alarm and surprise ring out and mirror to the horror creeping up in each of us. Who wouldn't be shocked? This is insane! Even Daisy, faced the woman that she is, trembles at the sight of it, clinging desperately to Lily while Steel and Feathers stand protectively thrown with the two. Brave of them, I have to admit, to put themselves in the front line like that. For it doesn't necessarily mean they don't feel the same fear as the rest of us. Something I don't blame them for. There seems to be no end in sight to this insanity. If anything, this suddenly feels like it's the beginning of the end.
Help me! Oh my god! Please, somebody! Anybody! Who are you? Stay away! No. Stay away! Stay away!
Her screams fill the mansion. She laughs all the while, a harsh, agonizing sound that goes on for what feels like forever. Until there is nothing but silence, her hard smile and pale hands reaching out to me. What? Calling. Beckoning. Pleading. I'm terrified, I really am, like I should be. But I have never been one to truly stay afraid. I've long learned that fear will not get me anywhere. Cowering in a corner doesn't keep me safe, and it will not keep me alive, not like rage does. I've learned to use this burning hate inside of me to survive. There is no difference now.
Stay away from me!
Why do you wish to leave? This is where you belong, my lord. Remember the blood we share?
Huh?
This is your home. Don't you remember? You promised to return, to stay.
Huh?
Together with me, with us. With people no different from you.
What are you talking about?
What is she talking about, Luke? What does she mean?
Don't listen to her, she lies! I promised no such thing to anyone. Hannah, you're the one who bought this house. How should I know what she's babbling about? I never even wanted to be here in the first place!
A terrible case of mistaken identity, that must be it, I'm quite sure of it. I don't know this woman, this monster. Why would I say that to someone like her? In my entire lifetime, I've only made and kept sincere promises to a mere two people, Hannah Evans and Eleanor Chandler. No one else. The rest of those who claim I promised anything to them can go fuck themselves. Bloody hell, I may enjoy the company of one, but I'm not an idiot to start spouting such nonsense to anyone. A line must be drawn, especially if I'm to keep myself alive. Yet she still goes on, insists, make me appear a liar in front of these people.
Of course you still deny it. Have you truly forgotten? You haven't changed, I see. Still a deceiver.
She's lying!
You see, my love, nothing has changed. Still no difference, you and I. Just like the rest of us. Just like every single soul in this putrid wreck. We've waited for so long. You can hear them, yes? Their pleas, their calls, their invitation. Come, my lord. The house seeks its master.
She demonstrated shouting again, her hands agori up her inside, along with that smile spread across her face. My body's already moving with instinct, stumbling back one step at a time in a desperate bid to be away from her. Anything to put distance between me and this vile creature. No matter what she says, I'm nothing like her. I need to get out of this house. Out of this country, preferably. Take Hannah with me, we can start a new life out of this dreadful city, start a family. There's nothing for us here, our parents are long gone, nothing to keep us tied to this place. Shroken has likely been taken by this woman, and he's not what brings me to this wretched city. I only need Hannah. We can leave, we can...
Careful, Luke!
My footsteps on something, sending me sliding on my back and flat on the floor. Beside me a paper, familiar one, flutters down. It's this figurehead from the open house, though it feels less like a gimmick and more like a threat. What with recent events, it must have fallen from one of these peasants in the commotion earlier. For a moment they appear conflicted to see it in my hands, but wisely keeps their opinions to themselves, leaving the damn thing to simply bear his gracie message for everyone in the room to see. Help me. Help me. Help me. This is it. What they've been telling us, why everything in my life has gone to shite because of some stupid old letter. An invitation indeed. One I'm not willing to accept. Not any time. From the top of the stairs the creature moves again, drawing my attention back to her. Her gait remains slow and awkward as she walks forward, that smile never leaving her. But I don't. I won't give her the chance. I'm not dead dying here. I certainly am not giving myself to a hideous creature like her. Either. Adrenaline kicks in, and despite panic grasps and worried glances from Daisy's friends, I pay them no mind as I reach for the main door, and with a turning, it slams open, revealing no dimension grounds like I'm expecting. Before my mind can even comprehend what's happening, black tendrils have already coiled tightly around my limbs, dragging every person in the foyer into the room. None of us even get to scream when darkness completely envelopes us upon the doors closing.
Understand where your place is now, my love.
We'll find out in the next episode. Sorry about that, but I have to. Alright, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye bye.